Hi again, YouTubers. I thought what I would do is kind of go back over with my discussion on the black Noricas. Kind of want to take it from a slightly more in-depth tack. Now what I've got here are the two black Noricas, the one that I got from the 2014 batch and the one from the 2015 batch. Alright, and I've also have here the Palomino Blackwing 602. Okay, let's see, we get that to focus in. There we go. Alright. And the reason why is because the 602 is a really great writing instrument. It's a luxury pencil, okay? It feels really smooth to write. And there are a lot of us who like to use writing pencils that tend to glide on the paper as opposed to a pencil that has kind of a scratch to it. You know, that feeling that you're either digging into the paper or it's too light, the lead's too hard, or it's just a very scratchy sensation to writing. Some actually like that. They like that feedback, that chicken scratching, I call it, of a pencil. I happen to be one of those who likes the buttery cream feel of a pencil, which the Blackwing line of pencils fall under, where when you're writing, it just really smooth, very, very nice feel to it, which actually is what originally popularized the Blackwing line years ago when it was the Eberhard Faber original 602, which this is not. Of course, this is the Cal Cedar version, and the 602 here, it's not like the Blackwing, the Palomino Blackwing, which is actually softer and darker than this one, but I wanted to compare ordinary Noricas, HB number 2s. As you can see right there, they're just HB number 2s, okay? I just wanted to compare that with a $2 pencil. This is a $2 pencil. These are, 20, 30 cents each. Very inexpensive. Now, getting into the comparison parts here, first off, I want to stick with these two Noricas. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to align the ferrules of these two pencils. That would be the silver part here that is crimped into the pencil wood itself, okay? And let me zoom in so that you can see this a whole lot better. See how, okay, that's a good zoom in right there. All right, now, as you can see, I have both pencils aligned at the wood where the ferrule touches the wood, okay? That way we can do a one-to-one comparison here. Now right off the bat, you should be able to see that the ferrule of the top Norica pencil here is slightly longer. Notice that it extends from here to there, whereas this ferrule is actually shorter from here to here. The one on the top comes from the 2014 batch that I have been raving about, talking about in some of my videos on how it's my favorite HB pencil, and it's smooth and creamy when you write with it and has a nice dark tonal quality. That's this one right on the top. You can also see that the lettering is bolder than it is on the 2015 pencil, which is the one below. Notice all of it is bolder. You also will notice that the print is closer to the ferrule. Notice the distance here is shorter, and it's pulled in and it's indented here as opposed to the 215. So they were not made the same way. You can clearly see that. Another thing you should probably pick up, and I think it shows in the camera, but it seems that even the paint seems a little different in that this paint seems a little bit higher quality and darker than this one here. But let me move them apart so that the shadow of one doesn't affect the other. Seems like I have a slant in my camera here, so I have to slant it on the table. Okay, this one here seems a little bit, it's kind of hard to describe. Maybe a trick of the eye, but I'll let you be the judge yourself as far as the paint. It just seems richer on the top than it does on the bottom, but it may be the printing, who knows. Okay, so we can see that the ferrule is different. Another thing you may notice also about the ferrule is the 2015 is actually shinier than the 2014. This is a dull silver ferrule, and this is a shiny silver ferrule. So that's different. Okay, now the erasers themselves, okay, this is interesting too, but if you'll look, okay, and I'm trying to align these identical, okay, notice something here. Here's another thing that's different. If you'll notice, here I have the ferrules lined up on this side, and then you can see here that it's now kind of coming in different. Let me make sure I have this straight here. Okay, there we go. If I align the ferrules at the wood, you can see it's a little off on the top. So let me shimmy it up where they align on the top. Okay, so now they're going to align on the top, right here to here, not so much down here anymore. But I noticed something here too. If you line those two up, the eraser, which I have already used, which should be then shorter, is actually longer. Do you see that? Let me see if I can get that aligned perfectly. Get that way up there. Okay, see, can you see the difference in the length of those erasers? The one on the left is the 2014. The one on the right is the 2015. The one on the right has the shinier ferrule, the shorter, shinier ferrule, and the one on the right is the 2015. Okay, you see that, the difference? And I've used this one already. You can see it's dirty. I have not used, this is brand new, has never been used, and yet you can see that it is different. I mean, it's nothing to cry home about, but it's still different. See that? Or is it a trick of the eye? Who knows? Okay, and then here, if we align both these pencils up, so let me just put this over here like so, align these pencils up. Okay, put that one down. And you can see, of course, my original argument was that the diameter is slightly bigger on this one than it is on this one. And this is the 2014 one right here, okay, which appears to be a thicker barrel or thicker lead core. Okay, and let's see if I can focus that in there. You can see that it is clearly a thicker diameter on the 2014 as opposed to the one on the left. Okay, according to Staedtler, who were kind enough to reply to my emails, they said that between batches there's a plus or minus 5% tolerance. I'm thinking that's a little more than 5%, but you know, I can't without a measuring device tell you for sure. Okay, now we can see that there are definitely physical differences between these two pencils. Okay, now as far as writing is concerned, let's get a nice area here, and I'm going to have to move the camera back out again. All right, that's pretty good right there. Okay, I take these two Noricas, for example, and I can write with it. Now I can hear that pencil as it goes on that paper. And hopefully you can too. I'm going to be quiet now and see if you can hear it. Now I'm going to use the 2014. (2015). Okay, I don't know if you can hear those two, but this is the 2015, and this is the 2014. It is quieter. It is smoother. It is creamier. Okay, this is the one that I really like. Is the 2014. It is clearly a different pencil. Okay, in the way that it feels. I raved about this 2014 pencil. At the time, I didn't even call it a 2014 because I didn't even know there was a difference until a viewer of my video made a comment that he had gone across 3 different black Noricas and they were all 3 different, which kind of, saddened me. The 2014 is now what I call it because I happen to, I have 6 dozen of those, and be sad when I run out of them. But it just writes buttery, creamy, smooth. It just feels really good to write with it. Now, in all fairness, the 2015 is also a smooth pencil, but it's not creamy in comparison to the 2014. You can hear it because it's louder, means it has more feedback or scratch, but it's still a very good pencil. And I gave the impression that maybe it wasn't in my last video, and I wanted to make sure that everyone understood this. As far as an HB pencil is concerned, the Staedtler Norica HB number 2, whether you have the 2015 or the 2014, they're both very good pencils. I just prefer the 2014 for the reasons already given. But the 2015 is still better than many of the HBs that I have, and it's still my go-to HB pencil. It writes really nice and dark. Okay, it's a good to great pencil. Now, there's a reason I brought the Blackwing 602. Here's the Blackwing 602. Okay, and I'm going to write down Blackwing 602. Now, when I write with this Norica, this is the Staedtler Norica. Okay, this is HB number 2, and this is the 2015. And then this one I'll put above the Blackwing here, and this is the Staedtler. And you can hear how quiet it is. It's just a quieter pencil. It's amazing. And it's very smooth, and I just made an error there. HB number 2, 2014. All right. Now, tonal quality. There's no difference. They're all just as dark, right? Okay, here's the amazing thing. Okay, you're going to pay $2 for this pencil because you like the look, the adjustable eraser, okay, and it really writes nice. The 2014 Norica that I have here, okay, as far as smoothness, compared to the 602, it feels smoother to me than the 602. It really does, actually. And I was playing with this before making the video just to make sure, and it just seems to be a creamier pencil, whereas the 602 had a little more feedback. Okay? You hear the difference? And then here's the 2015, which is the loudest of them all. So the 2014, when I raved about it, it was for a good reason. For a pencil that runs, 20 cents, 30 cents a piece, somewhere around there, compared to a $2 pencil, it wrote just as dark. It actually writes, in my opinion, creamier and smoother than the 602, which is why people buy it for the most part. It's because it writes nice and smooth like butter, they say. And the 2015 Norica, it's a smooth writing pencil, but it has a little more feedback than both of these, of course. It's a lot cheaper, of course, than the 602. So it's still a great pencil to have. But again, I would hope that future batches return back to this formula. Who knows? Maybe if enough people say something, maybe they'll go, okay, let's see if we can go back to duplicating this, because this was a bargain of the century, in my opinion. Thanks again for watching. If you like this review and video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel as I continue to make more of these videos. Thanks. Bye.